Alrighty, so welcome back to part 4, Act 4 of our new player's guide. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to Act 3. And the reason why is because we're going to send to our super class, the thing that I've been talking about for a while. Fortunately, we didn't get really lucky with currency, so we can't get Fox Shade. But if you can get like Fox Shade or the Prison Weave Belt, that would help out. So we're going to click on, this is very important. So you go and you click on specifically this area over here. And if you didn't do any of the trial of ascendancies, then, well, you got to do those. So if you're watching the playthrough, we did all of them. That's how I accessed it. You click on it, and if you didn't, you missed out on maybe one of them for whatever reason. Sometimes, you forget to click on it. You just type in Trial of Ascendancy, Path of Exile, and you go to the PoE wiki or fandom, and you just scroll down, and it's right over here. It tells you where all of these are. So we're just doing the first one. So the first one are these ones, and then the next ones are going to be these ones. We'll do those ones later. But we're going to get the waypoint, and we can always travel to it by just clicking on it. Now, this area is a little bit different than the other areas. And the reason why is if you die, well, you don't really, you have to do the whole thing over again. But don't worry, you can do it. All right. And ideally, you want to get armor. If I had armor, I would throw it on. Now, this area can actually change daily. You can Google the Path of Exile Labyrinth. There's a website for this. But pretty much you just go. There's nothing too special. There are secrets. There's hidden exits in here that you can access sometimes if you look out and then you see a hole in the wall. But this area is level 33 and we're 35, so it should be pretty easy.
I'm not up to that just yet.
We're just gonna keep going. Got a strong box. Now, I really recommend not to click on the strong boxes here, and the reason why is because if it has frozen plus explodey, or there's a monster that's unstoppable and it's not gonna be able to die within a few seconds, then skip out on it. Because dying here means you have to do this whole thing over again. Now, you don't have to do all the little trials again. That'd be way too mean. But there isn't really a good map here either. So I can mark it with sniper's mark. You'll see where it's marked with the little that's an arrow and then a little bow. It's green. What we're looking for is the exit over here. And this area is a little bit different. I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. So if you look at this, it kind of tells you where you need to go. The very first one is so easy it doesn't really matter. But later it will matter. So now we're coming up to the first fight of Yugioh. So there's a couple things that you need to watch out for. When he's doing his jump attack, you want to constantly move for sure. So.
Claim your inheritance.
So when he does that giant leap attack, move out of the way. Just shoot once and move, shoot once and move. And you'll be okay. But if you can kind of hear him winding up, you're going to be doing his slam. But it's pretty easy. So you can't kill him on the first time you fight him. You actually have to fight him several times. So you get him down and then you keep it going. Alright, so we got him down. We actually should try to set up with what's called a mana forged arrow setup. We need more sockets in these things, so we'll add some more sockets potentially to this thing. I'll just throw these in here because it's kind of gonna be the best in slot for a while for our build. Especially if we add Hex Touch, then we can have basically auto curses on the enemy, which I really like. So the first one, you don't really need to read too much where to go, but sometimes there are going to be traps just like there were previously. And I recommend you could drop your Quicksilver Flask because these are kind of hard. So you can see now, if we go to this area, we don't really need to go to this area because this area will go to the next area. But this area can also lead to the next area. So if I go here, click over here, while I'm here, I don't really need to go here, so I'm going to bypass it by going to the other side. And hope that I don't have to go through a bunch of traps. If there's a bunch of traps sometimes, I will just go through the other level. It can't be worth it. But we'll see. Oh, that was a Chaos Orb. Perfect. Hey, that's all I need. Now I get my Prison Weaves and I'm good to go. We're lucky that there weren't any spike traps, because that could have been an easy rip. Now, I've played this so many times, but take your time on these. So you can see that way I didn't have to go through the whole other level. It was just like half a level, if that makes any sense. But you should do that, Aztecs. Definitely. You went to Last Epoch? Last Epoch's kind of fun. I enjoyed that game too. I've got like 200 hours in that game. I enjoyed it. Yeah, just shoot and move, shoot and move. That's the one attack that we gotta dodge, because we have no armor. Now, we have a good chance to dodge it, but if that just, you know, that dice doesn't roll for us, it's a goodbye. So that's the jump attack. He's a very fair boss. I feel like out of most of the bosses in PoE, he's the most fair. Because there are some bosses where, like, if you don't kill him fast enough, there's too many, like, big puddles of damage over time, and it's very frustrating to deal with.
Can't stem this tide.
As long as your turrets are up, you just keep on hitting them and moving. He will go down. There we go. And then the next one will be the final one, but it's also the hardest one. Oh yeah, I know about the PoE lab, but I think it's best for people just to learn how to do it. I mean, it is definitely a great resource, because it lets you skip certain things, and if people do want to farm the enchant. So this one we got the fire thing. I'm pretty sure on this one you always have to take the fire route. So I'm just going to go walk through it. So this one, the area will be coated with fire over duration. Just need to get to the high ground. So we'll wait for it to not be on fire. There we go. Oh, we got slowed. We can actually modify the flask too. I forgot about that. We'll do that after. Throw down a couple of turrets here so we don't get hit. Because in this area, again, the game doesn't pause. So this one, these don't have any mods, right? But these are transmutes. These are super cheap, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit all these with the transmute. And now we have reduced effective shock, increase elemental resistance. This is the only important one, honestly, to get is remove corrupted blood. That's the only one you're looking for. If you don't hit that one, you can roll alterations on things, but I just like to do it on the Quicksilver Flask because I can use these till pretty much the end game. Get that transfer. There we go. So we just gained some extra resistances while it's up, though, not like 24/7. So these, you can actually skip the gap by just using dash. Alright, let's see where we are at. So this one can lead us here or here, so it doesn't matter. And the other route had potentially like the fire thing, and I don't like doing with the fire thing because it's slow. Oh, the dark shrines. Yeah, those can definitely help out for sure on the labs. I don't think it's going to be over here. But sometimes you can find secrets, which is kind of cool. I think the lab is actually a pretty cool form of endgame content. Like, you can consistently do this. Now you're going to have to do it on a harder difficulty to do it at the end game. But I actually think it's a very cool concept. Let's see. Is this the... Whoops. We just walked back to the same area. Let's see. So this one is the silver cache. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to go to the other area. And so this one should be to the right. Sometimes it can be relatively accurate, like in terms of where you need to go.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep.
So for the boss, if I want to remove volley, because technically it gives me less damage, I can run like faster attacks or something. But it only shoots one arrow. I actually wouldn't really mind just running volley in it, just so it lets me like not really have to like look at them. But we were talking about in the chat earlier, greater multiple projectiles versus volley. I personally like volley because it doesn't reduce your damage as much, and you can hit like the target in the middle much easier. It depends on, I guess, what you're shooting at. If you want like better like AoE in some circumstances. I would say greater or lesser multiple projectiles would be better. But like the damage that you lose, I think it's like only a few %, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Stay the course.
Almost got him. Almost. Just throwing those siege ballistas so it distracts him. Watch out for a slam. You actually just dash out of it, but sometimes there's other traps that can happen in this area. Like this one doesn't have any traps. It's the first one, so it's like really easy. But yeah, one of those slams could be ripped.
Don't give up your round.
Ooh, we got amulet. What else do we get? We can maybe use nothing else though. I mean, I can sell it for small amounts of currency to the vendors, but now we're going to the Ascendancy Chamber. Open up our rewards. We got one Orb of Alchemy. Woo. Now I have 2 Orbs of Alchemy, I think, right? And I got our 1 Chaos Orb. So we're going to go Deadeye. We're going to hit Ascend. Now we get a skill tree. He's talking too much. Alright, let's let him finish. And then we can also go to the Divine Font, so we can get a gem to be a random transfigured gem of the same color. I don't really care about Herald of Ice. So ideally what we'd want is the new Elemental Hit one, or the new Transfigured Ice Shot. So hopefully we can get the same one, or we can add 8 quality. We get, we have Scourge Arrow of Menace, Blade Blast of Unloathing. Let me go ahead and go to the Path of Exile trade website, because I don't actually know what these are worth, and I didn't have Awakened PoE trade open. So, let me see what these are worth. What is it? Blink Arrow? Mirror Arrow of Bombarding Clones. So let's see if this is worth anything. This is worth 2 Chaos Orbs. Okay. Now, Blade Blast of... What is it? Unloading. That is worth a lot less. This one over here, Scourge Arrow. I'm just typing it on my other monitor, so... what is it? Alright, Scourge Arrow of Menace. Let's see if that one is worth 1. So the best one is Bombarding Clones. Let's go grab this one. Wait, what is it? Oh, is it Blink or Mirror? Oh, it's Mirror Arrow. Yeah. Mirror Arrow. Oh, let's try out the skill too. Yeah, the lowest one is 2 Chaos Orbs. So this one is going to be the best one for us. So cool, we got something else. So what does it do? It fires some arrows at the target destination. When the arrow lands, a clone is summoned. The clone is a minion that uses your bow and your quiver to fire arrows into the air and land around the target. Interesting. And then we got a unique item, which is the Knight's Hold Black Maw Talisman. So level of socketed gems. Socketed gems are supported by Chaos, Blind, Cast when stunned. So maybe you do some self-stun sort of a thing, but I don't see any great use out of it. I don't think this thing's really worth anything. I don't think it rolls. So Knight's Hold. Let me check out. Again, we can just go here, type in Knight's Hold, and find out if it's worth anything. The better thing to do is just use Awakened PoE trade. It makes things 1,000 times easier, but there we already opened up our treasure chest, and now we are going to, we already selected this, but we're going to put in those points. So there's a skill tree in a skill tree. He was talking over it, so I was going to wait. So what I like to get, I think the Mirage Archer one's pretty good. You can get Ricochet if you don't happen to have the same bow I have. It's really nice to have this chain. I really like to get Chain, Far Shot, Focal Point, and Gathering Wounds. Now, which one do you get first? Well, Tailwind increases our action speed. So that's basically a multiplier of our movement speed, attack speed, and our actions of placing down the ballistas. There's actually, I think there's like totem placement speed or something like that. I don't think it's a cast speed thing, but we're going to go into this because we're going to be faster.
Action is coming.
Was my first league. I played the game back when there was only 3 acts, so I played before there was even leagues. So, yeah, when there was 3 acts and that was it. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can actually start Act 4. And now we're going to be way more powerful. The first thing I want to get is the Prism Weave, because that gives us way more damage. We can also sell this item, but I also want to test it out really quick, just to see what the heck this thing does, because I want to say it might be brand new. I haven't seen it before. So let's go ahead and test out this, and then we can see kind of how it interacts. We can also look at the elemental hit, if we can purchase it. That's another newer gem, because I always like to try out all the new things. So let's try this thing out as our main skill. So instead of lightning arrow, we now have this. Oh, that's kind of cool. And this actually casts. What I find interesting is it actually has all of our equipment. This could actually be a pretty good thing for really weird things. I don't know what I would do with it, but that has some potential. I think I would love to mess around with that in the future, for sure. But yeah, that's an item that we're gonna actually just sell. So we had to test that out real quick. So what we're going to do now is I can show you guys kind of how to trade. Now it's going to require a premium stash tab, which you do have to actually purchase. Or you can list it in like the forums, but honestly it's not even worth it. I'm just going to show you guys basically how it works. You have to get a premium stash tab. It's literally $1 in real money. You have to go to the microtransactions. Don't worry if you don't want to buy it. I'm just showing you how to do it right now, because it's part of like the guide if you want to learn how to like trade items. So we'd go into the microtransactions. Oh, this is my list. Where's the shop? Okay. So what it is, they usually have some sort of specials, but what it's called is a premium stash tab. So it's upgrade to a premium stash tab. It's $1.50, I think, is the conversion rate. But usually they don't let you buy like $1, so you'll probably have to spend, I think, 5. Let me see what the ratio is, so I give you the accurate. So the lowest you can buy is 50 points, and it costs 15 points. So yeah, it's basically $1.50. But you don't have to do it, but I'm just trying to teach you guys. So what I would do is I would right click and go to public, each item individually priced. I'd hit yes, and it only works on the premium stash tabs, not the regular. So we go to stash, right click on it, go to negotiable price, and right now it is like 2 chaos orbs, I think is the price that it's going for. Now if I wanted to sell it faster, I could list it for 1 chaos orb and it would probably sell instantly. But we'll price it at 2, because I also need to buy another item, so I'm not super needing to rush this. So this is the item that I kind of want. This, and there's another ice shot that we can try out, but the ice shot one will only cost an alchemy, so we can actually try that one out right now. So it's called the ice shot of penetration. Now unfortunately, number of projectiles don't apply to this skill. Oh dang, those ones already sold. Before they had some for like 1 orb of alchemy. Maybe that they all sold out. Well, we'll try this one out eventually. I don't want to spend a chaos orb on this. I'd rather get prism weave, which is the belt. This thing is going to give us massive damage. It's huge. Okay. So the stat that's like kind of important on this, we're just going to go and search for one that is only going to cost 1 chaos orb, because that's our budget. So I want the one that's going to give us the most amount of resistances. Cool, perfect resistances. And as far as the damage numbers, they don't really roll that big of a difference. This one is 14. I'd rather have the extra resistance here. So let's go ahead and get this one. So we're going to go whisper him, and we're going to try to get this prism weave. And this will give us a big amount of damage. Big damage with this thing. So if he doesn't respond in 5 seconds, I'm whispering someone else. I'm whispering someone else. Then we'll do it again. And, oh, there we go. So if the first guy doesn't respond, that could mean that the other guy sold it, he's AFK, he's too busy, whatever the case may be. Doesn't really matter. This guy is, I know he's actually fighting a boss right now, so what I'm going to do, to be time efficient, I have 2 more orbs of alchemy. What can I get with this? Well, I definitely need a better quiver. Now, this is a tool called Path of Building. It's the community fork build. So I can go ahead and I can import my character, so PC, and I just import my character over here, and it'll import. See if this guy's ready to trade. I think he's loading in. But what I'm going to do is I can import my character, and then I can go to items. See if this guy's ready. Okay, let me go trade with this guy first. But this is all optional. I'm just showing you guys the ins and outs as Path of Exile. I mean, it's got so much that you gotta like learn with this game. Okay. So first things first, let me show you how much damage we get with this thing. So our damage here is 1332, right? I throw this bad boy on. Boom! 2145. Like, just massive damage. And if I activate a flask, boom, we get extra damage, because we get increased elemental damage with attack skills during any flask effect. So it just, our numbers go through the roof with this. And I think this like doubles the damage of like the little arrows that come down with lionized paws too. So definitely a huge win on this thing over here. So this again is optional, but I linked it in the very first video where I talk about like the Path of Building, and what is it, Awaken PoE Trade, and all the other tools that are optional. But since I'm doing it with my character, you're going to want the same things, so you can just kind of copy what I'm going for in a sense. So if I need an item, I might have to import my thing. Oh, it doesn't have the session ID. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm just going to find whatever has the most elemental damage, because it requires us to, I think it's like F11. What is it? Function F11. Oh, wait, no. Is it F10? Oh, I forgot what the hotkey was for the possess ID. There's a way to get your possess ID. You go into the game file, but I'm not going to worry about it right now, actually. I'll do that maybe in the next part, because it basically allows you to scan your character, and it'll find the best item based on what you're using. I already know what the best stuff is going to be. It's usually going to be attack speed as well as like elemental damage, but I'll put the possess ID for the next one, and we'll spend this. We'll just buy this for right now. We're good. It'll be enough. Okay, so we have another skill point here, and we were going to get the accuracy. And the reason why is because our accuracy right now is 1133, which is a little bit above our life, but we're just going to get this, and then 1, 2. So we need what? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 5 levels, which would be 41, our character's going to do crazy amounts of damage. All right. So I think what were we doing? Oh, that's right. We just listed that item. We can also list this item. I guarantee you, since that one item here, I'm going to change the price of this because it didn't sell very fast. I'm going to put 1 Chaos Orb, and you'll see if you list something for far under what it's worth, people will start whispering you, and you'll see, hopefully it will sell really, really soon. Oh, see, there we go. And I'm just going to right click, invite to party. And literally just because it's 1 Chaos, these aren't even humans sometimes, these are robots. And I don't care that I'm selling it for 1 Chaos Orb less. Doesn't bother me at all. So you can see it when an item is underpriced, people will just like instantly, they're like, oh my gosh, I can make a profit. But like, it's such a small amount of profit. Getting 1 Chaos Orb right now will make our character potentially so much stronger. This guy, is he broken? Go trade. Maybe he's trying to get his Chaos Orb or something. Okay. So there we go. Literally just the difference of 1 Chaos Orb. Sometimes, to me, it's like hilarious how much of a difference that makes to someone. And I can get like Tessalio's sign. I can get like a lot of different things for, 1 Chaos Orb. We'll mess with this Chaos Orb later. I'll buy something else, but I just wanted to get rid of it now because sometimes in the very beginning of the game, an item would be worth something, and then later it's not worth anything. Like, it could go down to like 1 Orb of Alchemy, which at that point, I'm not even going to bother trading. Later, I don't even want to trade for anything that's less than like 10 Chaos Orbs. And then I get to the point where, like, if it's not a Divine, I ain't even going to go back to town. So, oh, we just got, what, 4 or 5 gloves? How many gloves just dropped on this thing? That was crazy. I definitely need a glove upgrade here. And we're just looking for basically life. Ooh, Gem Cutter's Prism. That's another Chaos Orb. Perfect. But yeah, we definitely could use an upgrade in the glove department. This extra elemental damage with attacks. This thing is way too tanky. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to identify all these gloves. So we got increased attack speed. That's good. Ooh, attack speed, life, double good. What does this give us? 8%. It's so small, it doesn't really matter. Physical damage. We do have some conversion. Dex, fire, resistance. I mean, that 40 life is pretty good. But I can't move Grace somewhere else. Does have any... It has 35 life already. Oh, well then that's like barely an upgrade. It's like 5 life. We would get... Yeah, it doesn't even have like added damage. Surprisingly, ours are still pretty good. Well, congrats, Aztecs. You got 4 div today. Did I remove my cookies? Oh, you're saying for the little possess ID thing? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta reset that thing in that application. Maybe there's an update. Actually, there is an update because there's a new season that just came out. But anyways, Act 4, we just go straight to the Dried Lake, and then we're gonna look for the banner, which usually is around. Let me see if I missed out on it. So usually it's around here. Ah, there it is. I almost skipped it. So there's a boss over here. This guy, he's not like an act boss or anything, so he's easy. can maybe look at getting 5-link armor. It's definitely a possibility. Or we can get Fox Shade. A 4-link Fox Shade would be an upgrade too, because we can get 30% movement speed on that. Oh, we got a quiver. Oh, that's actually a good quiver. Like, actually. So this is pretty nice, because it gives us strength, dex, int, cold damage, attack speed. Like, that was like a genuinely awesome find. So our damage over here. So we go from 23. So we got like another 100 damage, but we get strength, dex, int. Like, the strength and int are kind of nice, and then, yeah, it's just overall really great. Surprised that one still gave us a good amount of stats. So that was a really great unique that we got. And this is a really cheap unique. You could probably get it for like an alchemy, so. But we only need to grab the banner, and then we're done with this area. So we can go back to town, and we're going to go to the other area. So Act 4 is actually quite short. So we're going to go to the area now that we have the banner. And we're going to go to the next quest, which is the Indomitable Spirit. We're going to be zooming, and we're going to go even faster if we get Fox's Shade, which we might buy at the end of this act with 1 Chaos Orb, about a 4. Getting a 5-link one might not be a viable option, but that'd be great if we can get a 5-link one. So I think Fox's Shade is pretty good. He's 30% movement speed. There's nothing else that's going to really give you that. But how Nico works is there's like these little sulfite deposits. You click on them, and it gives you... you can see they almost look like coins on the minimap. This is what they look like. You click on 3 of them. This is optional, by the way. It's for like a different like league mechanic. So we're gonna mines level 2. I forgot if the quest is mines level 1 or 2 for the spirit, but there's a spirit that you're looking for over here. And I've done this quest like 1,000 times, but we can go back if we have to, because this build is incredibly fast. But there is a spirit that we will be getting a quest skill point from. This is the only skill point quest in the game, and then that's it. That's like the only thing that you need in this entirety of this act. Oh, that's the next area down there. But yeah, we're looking for the Indomitable Spirits quest. Let's see. He doesn't. It's not telling us. Alright, this is good. Oh, there it is. The spirit. So it is level 2. Well, when you see that, run away. Should be pretty self-explanatory, but we can. If it's any of these elites, we can cast the sniper's mark on it. We'll grab that, and then we just gotta click on this, and we talk to Tsuni. And he will give us a skill point. But I'm going to do it once we get to the waypoint, because it'll be faster that way. And then with the next few skill points, we won't even have to be like level 41, because we're going to get a skill point off of this quest. Oh, it's a 4-link. Nice. But we already have a 4-link, so we don't need to worry about it. But if you want to pick it up and try to sell it for 1 chaos, you probably won't get 1 chaos. Maybe an Orb of Alchemy, if it's the base that someone wants. And it happens to roll the right colors that people want. And for every build, it's going to be different. What is RS3 Aztecs? You're not talking about RuneScape 3, right? Because you're talking about Black Desert. Is it hard to make a unique... Wait, is there any reason why games like this and Last Epoch and Diablo have similar abilities? Well, I mean, it's like in any video game, right? Like a first-person shooter, you have your ARs, SMGs, shotguns, snipers, right? That's kind of like the generic stuff. All right, so this is actually important, and I'll talk more about what your question was. So, Lady Dolly, you talk to her, and you have 2 options. You can go to Chaoms, or the other one doesn't matter. You have to do both of them. So, what we can also do is we can go back and get our skill point from the Indomitable Spirit quest by talking to this guy, Tetsuni. And we're, whoops. Deseret reward. There we go. Now we got the skill point. But going back to your question, like, yeah, there's going to be arrows that shoot out. There's a charged up shot. That's kind of normal. So we're going to get this one. It's going to give us plus 500 to accuracy rating. So our accuracy rating is going to go from... Where's accuracy rating? So it's this number where it says 12 to 23. So at this point, we're not going to get 2k life for a long time. So the next 1, 2, 3 skill points are going to be massive. It's going to be a huge night and day difference for our DPS. It's going to go, so we have 40% more damage coming up. But we also lose our crit, so it's more like, I don't know what the exact calculation is. Probably like 30-something% more damage. It's still big, though. It's a major upgrade. Major upgrade. There's another thing where you can get lightning non-crits or like lucky. I think they might have actually deleted it out of the game. It was a thing that used to be really good. But unfortunately, lightning is super far away anyways for Deadeye now. It used to be super close. They used to give you 1 lightning node. And I would always get it because it was the non-crits or lucky. And so what a lucky hit is it rolls the damage twice. And it's very important on lightning damage because lightning damage, it hits from 1 to 100 damage, right? Like just as an example, compared to other skills that are like 30 to 45, right? Like, let's say like a cold skill or a fire skill. But lightning, it's more chaotic in the way that it rolls. So if it rolls twice, you get way more value on the lightning one. You can also identify these. Oh, we might be dead. Oh, cool, we survived. Because see how it says that one instantly froze us as soon as we opened it up? Yeah, that's no good. We'd actually convert this one too. Extra charge is cool. That's a usable. We could also augment it. Let me show you guys this since I haven't shown off. So the transmute converts it to a white to a blue, right? We can also convert a blue, if it only has 1 stat, to have another stat. So this one removes immunity to ignite. Cool. Another nice bonus stat. I like the corrupted blood immunity. Getting additional charges is good. There's ones, a lot of the life flasks, I believe it's called seething. I think it's called seething. Where it gives you like it instantly. So like you get less HP. So let's say it heals you for 1,000 over like 2 seconds, right? It's more like 4 seconds or something like that. But instead it'll heal you for like, instead of 2,000 over 4 seconds, it heals for 1,000, but it's instant. Probably need to reduce the volume on that one. We don't need the. This is the default loop filter that's in the game. I wanted to redo my other one because there's a bunch of errors on my old loop filter because they removed like the Veiled Chaos orbs in the game for like how it, I guess, drops. If you see any 2-stone rings, pick them up that are white or yellow. I'm just gonna skip out on that thing. But yeah, big damage coming up. But thanks for the share of the live, Bryce. But going back to your question, Mama, about the skills being the same in all the action RPGs. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with newer ideas in the action RPG genre, but Path of Exile probably comes up with the crazier ideas. I really like Last Epoch's design. The reason why is because a lot of their skills have skills inside of skills inside of skills. So what I mean by that is a certain skill can activate another skill. So you can basically level up 2 different skills, and you only have to play with one. So it allows a very smooth gameplay experience without having to push multiple buttons. Because a lot of people, they just want to pick their one skill and go. When you incorporate lots of, like, cast this to curse the enemy, then do this, people don't play it. The reason why I know this, not because like Blizzard has secretly told me this information, because they do have all the data, and as Diablo partner, I've asked them for it. They don't give it up. Because I want to know like the data between like what people are actually playing. But I have my own data because I upload build guides, and I've had guides hit over 100,000 views. And a lot of the builds that do worse in terms of views are the multi-step, DMO, Activate, Triumvirate in Diablo, which is like a lot of builds that give you big damage. Like the big heavy hitters require you to do step X, Y, Z. And most of the time people just want to use their one skill. So it's kind of one-dimensional in a sense because of that reason. If you make the skills too complex, like you have to hit a target that is burning, and the burning doesn't apply automatically. It has to be a very specific skill that applies a debuff. People just don't want to play it. That's just the reality. So as far as this boss goes, kind of off on a tangent over there, talking about a different subject. All you need to do is pick up the little Kinder egg, and you're going to be good to go. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the same area. So we're going to teleport back to the crystal vein. But you can't miss out on this waypoint. But yeah, we're going to get the blue egg, the red egg, and you're going to combine them like Exodia, and you're going to get a surprise. So now we are going to put a point over here. You can actually go this way too, and you can get the extra life. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here. Wait, how many points is this one, actually? If I took a point on that, it's 1, 2... No, it's going to take longer. I want this as quickly as possible. I can repath later, and it's okay that we go this route because I don't mind grabbing this, and we were going to get more HP as well. We're going to get the extra increased life. We have no life mods on the armor unless we get like Fox Shade. But let's go to Duresto's Stream. So now we've completed that side. We got to do this side. Like I said, 2 eggs, combine them. That's going to open it up. Oh, that was a elite right there. Oh my, look at that. That's chain, by the way, when it bounces to the other target, and our arrows chain 2 times because of this Roth's Reach, which is awesome. But we want to ideally get an upgrade on the chest piece because I'd rather have 30% extra movement speed. Maybe we can get that. And the awesome thing with Path of Exile, for the most part, this game doesn't really have caps on like attack speed or movement speed. I don't actually know what the cap is. I'm sure there has to be some sort of cap, but like it's unrealistic to hit it. You don't get like inverse multiplicative returns on like movement speed or attack speed as far as I'm aware of. There might be some breakpoint at like 500 or something, but like there's videos out there if you go to YouTube fastest attacking, and it just basically, you know, the servers will basically just die down. Like it's just, you can't really get a cap on your attack speed. You'd be doing it for memes at some point because you do 0 damage, but they allow you to do it, which is pretty awesome. The riot shield, there's no riot shield in this like game. Oh, you're talking about when we're talking about like different weapons in video games? Well, I think the riot shield's very annoying in Call of Duty. I mean, it's fun once you get to the point where like you've had enough fun in the game and you want to start trolling with other things, just like people do in Path of Exile. Like in Diablo, I've made some pretty meme builds too. I had well, some of them weren't that bad though. Like I made Chain Lightning in Diablo 3, which is not supposed to really exist, but you can do some really wacky things in the game if you know what you're doing. But yeah, in this area over here, we're just trying to progress and get to the next area. But yeah, our next upgrade, oh, it's the next point, guys. The next level, huge, big damage increase, and I'll show you how much damage we get. It's going to be massive. So now with this thing, we haven't really messed around with it in a while. So let's mess around with the new lead mechanic as we have not messed around with it. Let's go. Let's go on in. So let's see if we'll get something good. So we're going to go, oh my gosh, plus 50 to life. Okay, cool. Then we're going to put in explicit modifier, and let's add something else. Increase mana, quality, reforge, socket number 30. Oh, that's, whoa, that is, wait, 30 times? That's great as sockets, though. Okay, I want to craft a better ring, though. So, like, this is what I want to throw in, and I'm done with it, so I'm going to craft it. And I like how you can just go whatever I want. Like, I need another ring. So, craft me a ring. So I think we put, what do we put, life and resistance? So it's got, we didn't even get the life on it. So it's not even like a, I thought it had like, was it like 50% chance to get more life and just didn't hit it? So what does it give us? It gives us 7 to all. I mean, it's really not that great. I mean, my rings are garbage as is. This is what? Life, mana regen? It's pretty bad. We can do another one maybe. Scarcer, so this would mean you would get less. You know what I find interesting is I almost kind of like just doing one random thing. Like, okay, let's say I don't even need, wait, armor can roll haunted modifiers? I don't even know what a haunted modifier is. I want to craft a haunted armor. You know what we can also throw in? Like, I almost feel like this might be a waste because it's only 30 times. You know what, let's just craft it. And let's go to armor. Let's go to body armor. The problem is that I can't specify one of, like, I want it to be dex based, right? Well, we got a rare. I feel like all this is really useful is just to get a random rare. That's still useful though, in the leveling. But later we're probably gonna get way better ones. But I figured we have some fun with it. Show off the lead mechanic. Yeah, our rings definitely need an upgrade, and so what I can do for upgrades is I think we still have one Chaos Orb, right? Okay. We'll look for a better ring in a moment. There's a 4 Link over there. Cool, cool. But we don't need it, because I already have some good boots. But eventually we're going to get Hex Touch, and we'll throw, like, Elemental Weakness. Is actually what I'll probably throw on. We can also do Sniper's Mark on Hit support. Even though we'll only have 1 curse. We could maybe look up like a Dodri's ring. I mean, that'd be pretty cheap, so we can get 2 curses, but that is another option. But I think we should look for is that new skill, like the Elemental Hit, because that could be kind of fun to mess around with. More so probably towards the end game, because right now, I mean, I would need to get like the chain in order for me to really want to swap my bow. So we get this one over here. And now we have both the red and the blue egg. You can also talk to Dahlia at any point. I think I accidentally talked to her, and it got rid of the red egg. But you give it to her, and then she's gonna throw up this machine. You could just actually enter it right now, though. It's gonna have a giant laser that shoots and that opens it up. But you can literally click it on before she even puts it in. And as long as you complete the quest, you can skip the 2-second animation. Go for those speed runs. Best ring. Oh yeah, that ring we crafted. Huge ring. Yeah, I think if it doesn't have 100% deterministic values, people just aren't interested in it. I'm gonna keep it real, especially in the early game. Like, I understand, like, you know, late game you can't guarantee the highest rolls of every single thing. I get it, like, that's fine. But I think with leveling, like, if I'm just getting a random rare ring, I mean, it's like garbage that I wouldn't even pick up, right? So I feel like it's just like a worse form of getting an essence, which essences aren't incredibly rare. We've gone through like 5 or 6 maybe through our little play session so far, and we're like, what are act is this 4? I think we're act 4, so but I'm sure that someone will figure out like the ultimate way to craft. It happens all the time in this game. People figure out some crazy stuff. That's why I love Path of Exile. Like, the community's really awesome. But later, once we get a bunch of how much int do we have? 57? Okay. I think you basically need 100 to get like the added, most of the gems max requirement. These are very dangerous, by the way. You don't want to stand in the outside ring, or in the ring is what I should say, actually. So you can be, well, you can be inside the ring, but not on the ring, if that makes sense. You just don't touch the blue. I guess maybe that's the best way to put it. Because all right, massive damage increase. All right, you guys ready for big damage? So our damage, 2657, right? So let's go ahead and put at that 1 skill point. Remember, 2657, bam. 37 damage. Oh, 3721. We are already hitting for pretty good damage, right? And now it's even more. As long as I don't have 2,000 life, we're good. But remember, every single time I level up, we actually lose accuracy. But we also gain accuracy because we're going to be getting points into dexterity as we progress in the skill tree. But how it works is we do get less because there's that one node where we gain 500 accuracy, but we get -2 per level, so. But it shouldn't be too hard. Just check your accuracy rating, which ours is 2389. Make sure our HP is not more than our accuracy. That's all we need to make sure. This thing is incredibly tanky. Holy, oh man, it is, dude, this thing is crazy strong. Or I think I mean, okay, what if this drops something really good though, you know? Oh, it's Soul Eater, so that means as we kill stuff, it gets stronger and stronger, so we shouldn't kill anything else. Sometimes reading is actually good in this game. I think we got this like knockback or something with the shrine, so it's not really able to even come close to us. Alright, give me some crazy loot. Alright. Could use some better gloves. Are these the ultimate gloves? Nope. So yeah, once we're in the belly of the beast, we're gonna go and actually fight a boss really soon. So this was a pretty fast act. Well, we completed the Trial of Ascendancy, which is technically the previous act first. Alright, there we go. There's the exit. The bowels of the
See
beast.
what happens when you hunt dreams, Ranger.
Maybe get an upgrade towards the end. I'll actually, we can maybe start our game session in the next one, because I need to put in that thing, and it requires you to like find, I don't know what the hotkey is on like Google Chrome, or like the inspect element. That's what you actually need to do to get the code on your Path of Exile while logged in for the Path of building the community fork. So this boss is pretty easy. Once it does its laser attack, you just kind of walk around. There's several bosses that do this in action RPGs where it's pretty easy, to be honest. As long as you have good movement speed. If you don't have movement speed, then it feels bad. Especially if you're playing melee. Unless you're playing like Whirlwind or Cyclone. There we go. And now we gotta collect some organs. So we're into the harvest. It's fun to take away people's enjoyment. Oh, when you're playing like with the Riot Shield or in COD. Oh yeah, people get really mad if you play that for sure. I remember, but most of the people that use it, they're not very good, and you could use it to dunk on them anyways. All right, so in this area, the harvest, we just have to kill 3 bosses, but they're very easy. Okay, so this one, there's not really anything special to it. Some of these have a special thing to them. But we do so much damage, it probably shouldn't matter too much. I dropped a ring. Maybe we can get an upgrade finally on a ring. Oh, hold on. Actually, let's just give us. It's like 24 res. 39. It's like 40 life, extra evasion, extra int. How much life does this go and give us? 23. It's like 40 life. What's our resistance is at right now? Gives us more HP. It's fine. But it's nothing good. We can find another 2-stone ring with some more resistances. Be a-okay. I'll show you guys how to search for a ring, maybe for like 1 orb of alchemy. We could definitely use some more resistances in life. Okay, so wait, I'm gonna shut around. So with this boss over here, don't stand next to the books. The books actually explode. I know there's a lot of visual clutter now since we had swapped to the Lionized Paw Boots, but this is a pretty easy boss fight. She also throws these giant big balls. So when you see the big balls, don't get hit by them. It's a relatively slow target. They're big and blue. But the only thing really that you gotta watch is the books, especially if they overlap. Ooh, okay, cool. So now we're gonna get more HP, more life. I don't think our armor has life, does it? Oh, it has 18. That's actually bad. It'd be better if it didn't have life. But we're gonna get the remaining organs. If you talk to some of the NPCs, it'll get rid of the items that are in here, because you're supposed to collect these organs like lung, heart, and some other body part. Entrails, I think is what it is. Oh, we got a resistance shrine, which gives us insane amounts of resistances. We're at 80 something to our resistances now, which basically means we should be able to tank everything. Which is great. And then eventually we're going to get spell suppression. Alright, this boss actually has a mechanic that you got to pay attention to. You don't want to stand in the... This is a Venn diagram. So each one of these things does something different. One of them slows you down, one of them makes you deal less damage, and then one of them makes you take more physical damage. The red... So this is enfeeble. We deal less damage. The purple one makes us go slower, and the red one makes us take more damage. Physical damage, I believe, is the actual one. Yep. And bleeding. So if you get hit, you're going to be basically dead very fast if you go to that one. Ooh, we got gloves. Nice. These actually might be useful. We can throw on some essences on this one. It could be a pretty good item. This is just text. We're just gonna go over here. Hopefully this will connect over there. Alright. So now it's time for the boss. We got the waypoint.
Admire this moment, Ranger.
There we go.
You and I, who create the most.
Which build would I suggest? Level 20 your first time playing? So first time playing Boogs, I recommend to follow someone's build guide. I don't know if Gazzy is playing. Are you doing like some sort of summoner build? I can like point you in the direction. I mean, I like running Absolution. But if you're looking like, is it your first time ever playing Path of Exile? I recommend following a full walkthrough guide. You can follow my guide from Lake of Calandra if you want to play like Arc. I think Arc is a very fun build, and nothing's gotten nerfed with Arc to the point where it's like unplayable. Where some builds, you know, through time they've gotten nerfed so hard, like Forbidden Rite Totems. It's probably not like the best choice anymore. But if you look at my Lake of Calandra build, we did play Witch on that one. We eventually go Elementalist. Elementalist is pretty flexible too. Really beginner friendly because you'll have a bunch of you'll get a bunch of resistances, but you'll get a bunch of extra damage reduction from elemental hits. So it's lenient for a lot of the bosses. But with this boss, the only thing that's important when he does this little tentacle attack, you stand behind him. Most of the bosses in PoE have this where you just want to stand behind them. Don't let them look at you. So how this boss works is you do some damage to him, and then he goes away for a second, and you can't damage him during that. And then you have to destroy these little hearts, but we're melting him so fast. Watch out for those. So just gotta go for the last one, which is gonna be right here. So he's gonna absorb that heart. That kind of heals up, but it's pretty easy. Just don't stand in the giant circle. That's the red circle, and it follows you. Most of the stuff in this game is relatively fair and self-explanatory, but probably not going to get an upgrade in boots unless it has like plus 30 movement speed, plus life, plus like double resistances. So he takes a while to die, but he is dead. That is the final boss of Act 4. We just absolutely blazed through it.
You will be remembered.
So there we go. So you talk to all the NPCs.
For the corruption will pass.
And we're gonna get our little pet over here.
What? No.
So we didn't even need to throw in precision because we got the other things. You can also throw in precision because that will give you a bunch. So now we can get greater multiple projectiles, so we can shoot out more projectiles. We can get chain support. We can get barrage, greater volley. Which one do I recommend? Honestly, in this position, it doesn't really matter too much. Returning projectiles is kind of fun because it lets you shoot and then all the projectiles come back. I'm going to grab this one, but I'm not going to even use it right now. And then this actually matters. So if you need extra accuracy, Golem will help you out with that. The one that I actually like to get, this one gives you increased attack speed. So Lightning Golem could be good. You can actually run multiple Golems, but it will require you to run more than one. You'll have to get something that gives you plus maximum number of Golems. But what I really like specifically is getting the Stone Golem because it just gives you a bunch of regen. Because eventually we may swap off of Vitality. So that's the one I like to get because it gives you a bunch of life regen per second by just keeping it up. So what red one do we have? Vitality. I don't really have room with it. I can swap that out. And it just gives me a little pet. And I actually really like having the Stone Golem. So now we're going to go towards Act 5. So we're going to go towards the Ascents. And this will get us to the next act. I'll summon my golem, and the golem may die, and you'll have to resummon him if he dies. You just activate the skill again. He won't die super often though.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Until you get to like the end game, then he'll consistently die, and you have to resummon him all the time, and it's kind of annoying. And sometimes people just like forget about it completely. Pelagif. But Path of Exile is what's up right now. The new league's out, so just having some fun and grinding away. Well, there's a 2-stone ring, but unfortunately it is only a blue. We want either white or we can maybe craft more rings. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just kind of like throwing one random stat on a ring. But he takes a while to grab the corpse. Oh. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get a random ring, because we definitely want one. Quality up to 30. That could be kind of interesting. Some of these definitely have some potential. Lightning is scarce if we want. Okay, so there's 200% increased chance of life. All right, I want that one, and I want some resistances. No resistances, okay. Just craft it. Just go for it. What's our current amulet looking like? Oh, our current amulet could definitely be upgraded too, so let's just go for it. So if we can get an amulet that has like life and damage. Okay, cold, usable, strength and dex. What does the other one give us? Crit strike multiplier is useless. Energy shield is worthless too. So is this better? I mean, surprisingly, yes, it is technically an upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, I would say it's an upgrade. Well, even though the numbers go down, I think it's an upgrade, and the reason why is it gives us extra mana, but it's still pretty bad. It gives us extra strength, so if there's something that I need to have over 100 strength, it's, I guess, kind of usable. But, like, honestly, we were going to get another upgrade on an amulet anyways. There's a lot of things that we can use to get upgrades. But we can always actually identify these, so you can identify it with this. This one explodes, which is fine. The only thing that I got to watch out for is when you freeze, because I don't have freeze immunity. You can also get a flask that removes freeze. That's good to grab as well. Alteration, fusing, nice. Oh, we got a Chaos Orb, cool. That's another, like, small little item that we can use for an upgrade, so probably end up getting a chest piece upgrade. If I can get, like, a 5-link, maybe that could be utilized. A 5-link with just a bunch of evasion rating. Or go ahead and do a little bit of quick shopping at the very end of here. I'm just going to rush to the next act, but from the ascent over here, we're just looking for this little lever. We're actually going to activate it. A portal's going to come out, and we're going to go to the slave pens. And we're going to get to the next town, just like we did in previous ones. The way Path of Exile is set up is once you complete the act boss, you get to the next like area by getting to the portal and walking. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's just... I don't know why it marks the 4 links now, but it's because, again, I'm using like a default loot filter. It's better than nothing, but I just wanted to hop on. I was going to go redo all my sounds because I like to have funny sounds for like when item drops. You can completely customize Path of Exile. Like when certain items drop, you can record your cat meowing, and that's like the special sound when, like, you know, a really good item drops. Have fun with it. Pick up all these. Actually maybe get some more sockets in our boots, because I actually do plan to use these boots for a while. There's not too many upgrades that we're gonna get. We're not gonna get like you know, multi-res perfect movement speed boots for a while. And these also add damage. I can get Hex Touch, and if I put Hex Touch on this, it's basically just as good as getting like Wind Scream or something, which I don't even know if they're like even good anymore. Let me actually double check if Wind Scream are actually good. Alright, so, we're in the new area. We're gonna get more HP. Boom. But the important thing is, items. So we're gonna do a little bit of shopping here. This is gonna be all optional, but I think it's really worth watching. So, first things first is, I mentioned a Wind Scream. Let's see if these are still, like, viable. It's only 1 Chaos Orb. I just hate how they don't give you that much resistances. It does give you armor, but you can apply additional curse. That's the one good thing. That's the rest of the stats on this item garbage. Just apply additional curse because that's great, but you would still have to manually cast it with either a curse enemies on hit as a glove corruption or a mod on a ring, which is actually pretty pricey, but it's only 1 chaos orb, so we could get these, but I think it's much better to get Hex Touch with the other boots. I think that's going to be much better for now. The next thing that I want to check out that we can maybe get is a 5 link. So we're going to go to links, we're going to go to 5, and we're going to type in the same thing, just like at least 5 evasion. And then what level are we right now? We are 42, so we can do, where's it, requirements, level, we can type in, here, I'm moving my face out of the way, my bad. We can do like 45, let's see if we can find any 5 links, 45, have evasion, a lot of them may be corrupted. So you're going to have to look for the colors that you want. So we're also going to put in, we're only going to be paying 1 chaos orb because this is like realistic, you know, for you to get the prices that are within reach. Like we only need 1 more chromatic orb, and we would actually be able to trade 10 chromatic orbs for 1 chaos orb. Again, if you want to do that, or if you want to go to the item exchange, just go to bulk item exchange, say, okay, I want chaos orbs, I've got chromatic orbs, just like I did before, and you can see, well, this one is, how it sorts it is the best deals are at the top. So if I give him 21, he will give us 2. But it's about 10 to 1. Sometimes it'll tell you the ratio on the left side over here, what the price to chromatic orbs. So this one's 15 to get 1. As you go down, the prices get worse. That's generally how it goes. And as time goes on, prices will fluctuate. But we also have a gem cutter's prism. So like I can trade this real quick. So looks like it's 2 for 1 right now, but these will go 1 for 1 later, I know, usually, because they've actually upped the rarity on those. Like they're a little bit more rare now. Let's see if this is like a, oh, it's just 8 life. So I'm not gonna want that. It was a 4 link, but it wasn't a really good item. I guess I could have scoured it and then it would be a white item and I could reroll it, but it's not that big of a deal. So where can we get some upgrades? So if I was to look at my gear, and if you've copied this, this is an actual okay item to get. So Harry's Bite, if you need to get it. The things that it's going to give us the most like stats. Oh my gosh, I'm going to move out of the way so that guy doesn't make sounds. So Roth's Reach is really fantastic, and getting Prison Move. These are the 2 major things that I would highly recommend to actually get. But what else would be good? So any 5 link would be ideal over here. So again, we're looking for a 5 link, and we're only going to be paying 1 chaos orb. There's only 1 result. Unfortunately, it is not the correct colors, so I can't make any use out of this. The reason why is because we're set to level 45. Now, if I was to widen this up to whatever, let's see what the level requirements are. So this requires level 65, but it's got all the colors that I want. Now, I want something that I can use now. So level 59, that's not too far away, right? But I may not want that. I might want something like right now. I could definitely use a much better helmet, so I'm going to look at a helmet that has very high evasion. You can also look for maybe a helmet that has 4 links. If I happens to have evasion, that'd be great too. So we can look for something that has 4 links that fits what we want. And you can see there's 1,000 results over here. Cool. So we have so many options for this. Now I could sort it. Oh, actually, I don't think I even put helmet. So we go to item category, helmet. So here's what I would ideally want. Life. And this is what you're going to do for a lot of items. You're going to want life and resistance. So what you want to look for is pseudo resistance, because that's going to calculate all of the resistances. This is total resistance. So strength will also give you life, and it might only give you like a small amount. So let's just type in like 20 life. I'm not even going to be super picky because I'm only going to be paying like 1 chaos orb, let's say. So I'm going to click on, let's say, the most amount of resistances. So for 1 chaos orb, I can get something with 500 evasion rating, 76 life, and it's got a total of 77 resistances, which is pretty dang good. Now, chaos res isn't something super important, so that's almost kind of a worthless stat for us, but that could be an option. Let's look at the rest of the options here. We've got, I mean, this is the cheapest one. This one only costs 2 orbs of alchemy, which is technically cheaper. Do I have to? Okay, we could think about that one. And what is this one? This one is armor and evasion. So if I was to re-roll the colors, I'd have a pretty good chance at getting the colors that I would want. And I would also need to factor in, what am I losing? So I'm only losing 6 cold res, which is like memes. Like that's losing 6 cold res is not going to affect us at all. And we're going to be gaining, oh, this is going to res cap us on cold res. So that's great, gives us 66 life. So this could be an option. And then for our chest piece, we can actually look at another unique, which is Fox Shade, which will make us go way faster, and it's going to be way better in my personal opinion. So I think for this one, this will take a little bit of luck. I'm not going to lie, but I want to go for this one if we can. So let's see if we can get this one off this guy for two orbs of alchemy. And we will play it from there. And then I will also look up the Fox Shade. And Fox Shade just gives us an insane amount of movement speed. So we'll do a little shopping here. Oh, only one orb of alchemy for this? This is so cheap. Do we have like a 4-link? 4-link will be 1 chaos orb. Okay. I don't really mind paying for this, because then I don't even have to RNG on this one. In fact, I don't even need this to be 4-linked, which is great. Because I definitely want to use Fox Shade for a while. So the stats on this, what are the ones that roll? So this one has increased evasion rating. That one rolls. The dexterity rolls. The only stat that I really am interested in. So I'm only interested in playing 1 Chaos Orb, like regardless. So let's put that over there. And then we can see if there's any more sockets. We just did 4-link. Okay, so the one that's important is the amount of evasion rating that it's giving us, which is, I guess, this one? Okay, so this one is 1 Chaos Orb, and it's the perfect colors. It's the 1 red, 3 green, so perfect. So let's see if we can pick this one up off this guy for 1 Chaos Orb. I like this thing because it gives us a bunch of movement speed. There's nothing else in the game that's going to give us that much movement speed. Ideally, we just want it to have 1 red, if we can get it to have 1 red. Dang, there's not that many that have just that 1 red. Getting it to have a bunch of other colors isn't that difficult. Okay, so this one is going to be, that one may be a no-go. And that happens. It's not a big deal if the other person's not there. I'm going to try to RNG the colors on this one. So, because the other guy, he's not responding. So, let's go to next person. Go to this one over here. It's only 1 Chaos Orb. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to do this on my other monitor. I'm going to wait for a second. Cool, this guy responded. And then we are going to get that one off of him. And then I'm going to try to roll the colors. And sometimes it's good to buy the items one by one, and the reason why I'm saying it's better to buy it one by one is because you may not get the roll that you want, and then the other item has to have those specific rolls. So normally while I'm waiting for him to do whatever he needs to do, because I can't go to that area, and if you ever need to, you can always go to Act 1. Usually the person will come to you, because I can't go to that act. He might be waiting. So sometimes you can say, like, if we go to party, because okay, never mind, he's coming to me. Usually they'll realize that, oh, he's not, in the area that I'm at right now because he doesn't have it unlocked, which is totally cool. We'll go ahead and grab this, and this is going to be a massive, massive upgrade for our build. So you can see our defense over here, the physical damage reduction, or where is it? Evasion rating. So we have 1757. Bam, we have 4,000. That was just a massive upgrade, and we have 30% more movement speed while we are in full life, but that's fine because we're almost always at full life. Now remember, we need a certain set of colors. We need us to have 1 red, so I'm going to use these chrome orbs and try to hit 1 red. Oh, there we go. We only took 2 or 3 tries, so we got kind of lucky with that one. It's not like incredibly lucky. Oh, we don't even need this one to be, wait, what am I using for my link setup? Am I still running? Oh no, that's artillery. Okay, this is the lightning arrow. Oh, I put summon stone golem instead of elemental damage. Oh, it should be over here. Oh, okay. We were actually losing out on a lot of damage. I just noticed that. That's fine, though. We were still one-shotting everything. What was our damage without this thing, though? So we're at 39. Yeah, this is adding a lot more damage because I accidentally put the stone golem there and I needed to put it here. Because the artillery ballista can lose a little bit of damage. That's not a big deal. But losing my main source of damage, that is a big deal. So with the helmet, I mean, I can deal without second wind. I can deal without sniper's mark. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not even running Grace right now, so I can put, like, let's say, Sniper's Mark over here. In fact, I want to actually increase the amount of sockets on this, and so one thing that you can do, we're going to first quality it up. The more quality it has, the higher chance it has to have more sockets. So I'm going to max this out, and I'm going to use the Jeweler's Orb. So we got 2. I mean, it's better than nothing. I'm going to go try it one more time. Well, that's Path of Exile. That's exactly how Path of Exile goes sometimes. You get random amount of sockets, and that was our luck, but that was unfortunate. I should have just kept this one and then made this one go random. But, hey, that's the luck of the draw. Got unlucky. So now, what do I want to do? So I just need dash, so I don't have to have this added cold damage. And I need to replace this helmet. Let's see if this one's good. So this one is extra life, some dex. Not what I would consider good enough, so I'm going to destroy this one. Not useful. This item, I think we bought it for an alchemy. It doesn't really matter. No one's going to buy it for the most part, in my personal opinion. So most of the old stuff I end up just throwing away. Now, we definitely could use a better helmet. And so, since I have this perfect over here, I don't need the helmet to have the 3 links that were necessary before. Heck, I don't even need to have any sockets because I've moved everything over. But if I want something that has maybe good stats, let's say over here, I'm going to remove the links, I could just keep it at evasion because I am evasion based. So we could look at something. What do we have for currency right now? Oh, we have 3 alks, 1. So we can also look at uniques. I don't know what else I'd want other than it to have life and resistances. So I'd just go for, let's say, the most amount of life, or wait, actually what we should do is probably type in our level. So 42, something close, so maybe 45 for like the higher end. So we'd go to requirements, let's say maximum level 45, so I can still like use it now. So what do we have? So we go to total resistances. This gives us 85 resistances. Oh, we also need to put in the parameters of I'm only paying like maybe Orb Alchemy. I'm going to pay 3 because I could save my Chaos Orb for later. So let's see what we can get. So we can get this thing that has 52 life and it's got, what is it, 2 different resistances. So it's got Cold Lightning. So I'm going to check my character. So my defenses, we could use, well, I'm going to remove this first so I can calculate it. So if we get Cold Lightning, that will max us out in Cold Lightning. And then all I need to do is get Fire Resistance somewhere else if I want to max that out. So I can choose to get Energy Shield or Armor. I mean, what do I prefer? Honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. But if I need this specific colors, like this one would be way better for colors because, well, this is also 4-socketed, 4-linked. So that would be, in theory, a little bit better. For our character. It's literally 1 Chaos Orb. I can't really go, or not 1 Chaos, but 1 Orb Alchemy. Cannot go wrong with that. So let's see if we can snag this one. If we can't, we can go buy another item from someone else. We'd also look at some rings. So I'm going to try to buy everything here. I know this one's going to be a little bit longer, but I want to show you guys the trade here because this is very important for upgrading your character. So that guy didn't respond. Looks like he's still AFK or whatever. So we can maybe try to get to the next one because this was also only 1. I'm just going to spend 1. Like I said, I'm really penny pinching in terms of items right now. Let's just put 1. Let's see what we get. So that guy's still AFK. Sometimes people, they don't want to trade like a really cheap item because it's like worthless for them. Oh, is that the same guy? Oh, that's the same guy. Oh, the same guy selling two of the items here. All right, well, that guy didn't respond. Again, just keep going. Go next. Oh, this has armor and accuracy rating. Cool. So we can go for this one. Hopefully we can get this for 1 alch. And then we're going to get 2 rings, maybe an amulet. That's kind of really stretching it, but cool. So now we're going to get this for 1 alch, and then we're going to get 2 rings, each for 1 alch over there. So we're going to go to his hideout. Once again, click on the blue little swirly thing, and with the next few minutes, we're going to be way stronger. And it is absolutely worth trading. So we're going to be able to use that in 1 level. So sometimes, yeah, it's better to put like a couple levels higher, maybe 2 or 3 at the most. So that way you have something to look forward to very soon. So I also want to check out what we would need. So this is cold and fire. So our defenses here. Cold is, what is it? Fire res will be maxed out. 75 is max res. You can go technically higher, but that's kind of an exception. And if we remove these, what do we need for resistances? Oh, we're actually 49 at all. Wow. Okay, so this will that'll put us at 70, and then plus 15 will be, what's that? 50. It'll be pretty close. So I don't really need resistances anymore on rings. So what I can do is I can, well, actually check my amulet. We're good on amulet too. So what I can do now is instead of helmet, I go to ring, and I don't need it to have evasion. But I just want, like, again, life and resistances are kind of what you want. But you can also do elemental damage to attacks, and you can just look up whatever amount of elemental damage to attacks. This could be quite great as well. And let's see, Winter Weave over here. Let's see, the effect of chill is reverse, increased movement speed while ignited. This gives us some cold res and gives us a bunch of damage right here. And this is only one orb of alchemy. Plus it gives us, yeah, it's actually not bad at all, considering like there's nothing else in this price point. Winter Weave is pretty good, but let's see if we can buy it off them. Sometimes it might have been some guy that listed it for way too cheap. It might be worth a lot more, but it's okay. We're just gonna go whisper some more people. So he might not respond, but I need 2 rings anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and whisper this person over here. This is 1 alchemy over here. This one's got extra accuracy. Bam. We're gonna whisper 2 people at once. All right, let's go get this one. And we have 2 rings to grab, so. Okay. Oh. And then sometimes you'll get to the point where like too many people whisper you at once, which is kind of annoying, but it happens. So we can go ahead and trade for this guy, and then we'll accept this guy. We'll just invite this guy to the party. You can also just do that. It makes things easier. All right, and then we go to the next guy. I'm not even looking at the item. Oh, important thing. Actually mouse over to make sure it's the exact same item. However, there can be times where people try to scam. It's very, 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 very rare that people scam in Path of Exile. What more than likely happen is they accidentally put the wrong thing in. That happens very, very often. I've done it multiple times too, where it's like you have 10 of the rings that are like very, very similar, and they look similar, or they're right next to each other, whatever the case may be. People genuinely don't really scam in this game, especially for like really cheap items. It's always going to be an accident. So if someone gives you a wrong item, don't think that they try to scam you. More than likely, it was an accident. So now we're getting way more damage. Look how much more damage we got with just these 2 rings. So we had 39, and now we are at 48. So, was that like a 20-something percent, 25% increased DPS, and we actually get some extra life, which is quite nice. So that's going to be a nice upgrade. We can also upgrade our amulet. But what I want to do to math this out, we would need some small amount of fire res. We could definitely get an upgrade on our gloves too, but we could also get an upgrade on our amulet. So this is the last step that I can do, because I only have 1 chaos orb left for our little like shopping spree here. So I'm going to do basically the same thing. Life and elemental damage to attacks, and instead of ring, we type in amulet. So let's go, and what's the most amount of elemental damage we can get over here? So we have massive amount of strength over here. Really low elemental at damage. You can maybe go for percent elemental damage to attacks. Oh, actually, what we would want, okay, this is where it gets, you know what? We're going to save this for the next part of our play session, because the next part will actually show off. I'm going to use the little tool that like scans the best item for you, and I'll show you how that works, but I just need to copy the thing, and then I'll do that off. But anyways, yeah, we're going to resume, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Part 4, that's going to wrap things up for part 4. Next part will be part 5, Act 5 very soon. But anyways, drop a like and a whale. I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace out.